Hello, I'm Robin and welcome to Bookspin. So I thought I'd try making my first BookTube tag video. I found this tag on Book Reading Billy's channel and I thought it sounds quite fun and worth giving a try. The tag is called Judge a Book by its Cover and its original creator was Madison Goodyear. I'll put a link to both her original video and Book Reading Billy's video down below, so feel free to check them out. Okay, so we have 9 questions. And the first question in the tag is, show a few of your personal favorite book covers. I'm going to start with the book that I'm reading at the moment, which is this one, The Sleepless by Victor Manebo. This is actually a new release. And I will probably post a review video once I'm done with it. But anyway, you can probably tell from the cover and the title that insomnia is quite a big theme in this novel. And I really like the contrast of this black and this purple and a kind of neon lettering. And these eyes, right? They really stare across at you from the cover, and I think it feels very enticing. So when I first saw this cover, I thought, yeah, I really have to read this book. And this shade of purple, which you can see here, this reminds me of Cadbury's chocolate. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. And I love the cover. So a couple of other covers which I really like from my collection. First we have The Day of the Triffids. I think this edition has definitely got quite a horror vibe to it. You can see the killer plants here and the bloodied hand in the soil. Yeah, it's got it's quite striking, and I just really like it. Yeah, and the other one, which I will show to you, is Tales from the Arabian Nights. This cover, I think, exudes exoticism. The domed buildings, the starry night, the contrast of the orange with the dark sky. I think it's very enticing, and it just makes me want to open it up and start reading one of these exotic tales. So that's that. The next question is, what is the absolute best cover you own? That's a very difficult question. So I've chosen one cover, this one. The Three-Body Problem. I really love this particular cover. This is the hardback edition. I love this shade of blue. I love the design, the layout, the Chinese characters at the bottom here. It's got a very nice feel to it, this book. But if we're going to cheat a little, I think we should include the whole trilogy, because this is the first book of 3. And we have here the sequel, The Dark Forest, which is also a lovely cover, and the final book, Death's End. Okay. So I love this collection. The next question is, what is the absolute worst book cover you own? I wouldn't say that I own any books that are really ugly per se, but I did think that this cover is very bland. A True Story by Lucian of Samosata. Okay. Very bland, very boring. plain brown background with nothing much to add. Incidentally, this book is supposed to be the world's oldest science fiction story. Lucian was writing in ancient Greece. It's debatable really whether it is science fiction or not, but the cover is not exactly inspiring. The next question: show the coolest cover you have that features a weapon. For this book, I have chosen The War of the Worlds. This particular cover, I think, is a lovely design. I love the simple colours. The weapon, by the way, the weapon in question is the Martian's laser gun, which you can see here. So yes, I love the design. I love the big round moon in the background, the London cityscape at the top, and of course the Martian's monstrous machines in the foreground. I love this book. Next question: show the most unique book cover you have. For this one, I've chosen Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams. You can see this cover is quite hypnotic. It's kind of kaleidoscopic, right? And if I look at it for any amount of time, I start to feel a little dizzy. So I don't know if it's a really beautiful cover, but it's certainly unique, I would say. The next one says, do judge a book by its cover. What is a book that totally lived up to how good the cover was, or the cover did a perfect job capturing the vibe of the book? So I'm going for the latter point, capturing the vibe of the book. This one is actually more in the realm of horror, and it is called Kaiki Uncanny Tales from Japan, Volume 3, Tales of the Metropolis. It's a collection of ghost stories translated from Japanese, and I love this sort of traditional illustration on the front. You can see there's a little girl here pulling on this lady's dress, and if you look closely, you can see this woman has the face of a fox. So she is a kitsune fox spirit in Japanese folklore, and I think this is quite a creepy image, and it very much fits the mood of the stories in this collection. So yeah, that's my answer for that one. The next question is a book you bought blind simply because the cover was captivating. Well, for this one, I've chosen another short story collection, Red Star Tales, a century of Russian and Soviet science fiction. I chose this book because I thought this cover looked very captivating. We have the Kremlin in the foreground, and in the background we have some futuristic skyscrapers, what appears to be a giant planet or moon or something here, and some spaceships up here. Just like the Arabian Nights book, it sort of has an air of exoticism to it. And I think that's what attracted me to it. So, yeah. The next one is an embarrassing book cover. Show a book that was great, but the cover is so cringe. Okay, I don't have many books which I would consider to be embarrassing by their cover, but you could argue that this one fits that category. It's called Lou Garou, and this is a Japanese science fiction novel. And the images on the cover are perhaps a little misleading. In fact, the title's a little misleading. It really doesn't have much to do with werewolves at all. This is not a book which I would have picked up based on the cover. This bunch of teenage girls. It's definitely got a YA feel to it. But the book itself, I wouldn't say it's great, but it's not bad. I chose it because I like the author. It's a kind of futuristic science fiction crime story. I suppose there is a bit of a YA element because the main protagonists are school children. But yeah, that it is a bit of a cringeworthy cover. The last question is show off your special editions and fancy books. Well, I don't really have any special editions as such. So I'm just going to choose one book, and that will be Neil Gaiman's American Gods, because it's a personally signed book. If we open it up, signed by Neil Gaiman, addressed to me. So this is quite a special book to me. And American Gods, although it's not science fiction, it's more fantasy, but it's still one of my favorite novels. So that about wraps it up. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you fancy doing this tag yourself, please do so and let me know about it. I'll be happy to see some more beautiful book covers. So stay tuned for further science fiction content to come.